Your brain is an amazing and intricate organ designed to protect and guide you through life. It acts as your personal guardian, constantly working behind the scenes to keep you safe. But when you experience trauma, this system can become overactive. It's as though your brain's internal bodyguards are permanently on high alert, hitting the emergency button even when there's no real danger. Trauma fundamentally changes your brain, forcing it into survival mode. This state of constant vigilance can reshape how you think, feel, and act, sometimes long after the traumatic event has passed. These changes can feel overwhelming, but they are your brain's way of trying to protect you, even if it doesn't always feel that way. It doesn't matter what type of trauma you've been through, physical, emotional, or psychological, or when it occurred, whether during childhood or adulthood. All forms of trauma can profoundly impact the brain. If you want to learn more about the different types of trauma, be sure to check out our previous video, where we dive deeper into the subject. For many people, life after trauma can feel like an uphill battle. You may find yourself struggling to understand your emotions or even being too hard on yourself for the way you're coping. That's why we created this video to help you understand how trauma affects your brain. By exploring the neuroscience behind trauma, we hope to provide you with valuable insights that can help you, and others, heal with compassion and strength. Tuning into senses. Have you ever felt startled by something seemingly minor, like a sudden noise, even when others around you didn't react? Trauma can heighten your sensitivity to sensory input, making you hyper-aware of sounds, sights, or even physical sensations. According to research published in Current Opinion in Neurobiology, trauma can actually alter the structure of your brain. Specifically, it can change white matter, nerve fibers that transmit signals, and gray matter, nerve cell bodies responsible for processing information, in the sensory cortex. The sensory cortex is the part of your brain that interprets signals from the outside world. These changes make your brain feel like it constantly needs to be on high alert, scanning for danger. For example, harmless noises like a creaking door or a buzzing phone might trigger a stress response. Over time, this state of hypervigilance can leave you feeling anxious, exhausted, and unsafe even in everyday situations that aren't threatening. The body's whispers. Trauma doesn't just affect how you perceive the world around you, it also impacts how you interpret signals from your own body. Normally, your brain monitors your internal needs like hunger, thirst, or fatigue, and alerts you when it's time to eat, drink, or rest. This process, called interoception, helps you maintain balance and care for yourself. However, trauma can disrupt interoception, causing your brain to misread or even ignore these bodily cues. Interoception expert Kelly Mahler notes that trauma survivors may find it difficult to notice when they're hungry, thirsty, or even stressed. Have you ever realized you were starving only when your hands started shaking? Or ignored thirst until you felt completely drained? Maybe you didn't notice you needed to use the bathroom until it was almost too late. This disconnection from your body's signals can make self-care even harder, creating a vicious cycle where neglecting basic needs makes healing from trauma more difficult. Losing interest in rewards. One common effect of trauma is the loss of joy in activities you used to love. Have you noticed that hobbies or interests that once excited you now feel unappealing or unimportant? A 2015 study revealed that trauma-related stress dulls the brain's ability to respond to rewarding experiences. This happens because trauma creates an imbalance between two key areas of the brain. The amygdala, which is responsible for detecting threats and triggering fear responses, becomes overactive. The prefrontal cortex, which helps regulate emotions and decision-making, becomes underactive. This imbalance also affects dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. When dopamine levels drop, you may experience anhedonia, a condition where you struggle to feel joy or pleasure. This can make even your favorite activities feel flat and unexciting, leaving you feeling disconnected from the things that once brought you happiness. Struggles with sleep. Sleep is another area where trauma leaves its mark. Many trauma survivors find it difficult to fall asleep, stay asleep, or get the deep, restorative rest their brain needs to heal. When you sleep, your brain produces electrical signals called brainwaves. After trauma, the amygdala, the brain's fear center, becomes more active, generating higher levels of stress-related brainwaves. This overactivity can prevent your brain from entering deeper sleep stages like REM, which are essential for emotional regulation and recovery. A study published in the journal Sleep also highlights that people with PTSD often experience vivid nightmares or even sleep paralysis. These experiences can make sleep feel frightening, leading some people to avoid it altogether. If you've ever struggled with sleep issues after trauma, know that you're not alone. Feel free to share your experiences in the comments if you feel comfortable. Rewiring for recovery. The good news is that the brain is incredibly adaptable. With the right tools and support, it's possible to heal from trauma and rewire your brain for resilience and recovery. Therapies specifically designed for trauma, like EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, and CPT, cognitive processing therapy, have been proven to help rewire the brain. These approaches target the root causes of trauma-related symptoms, offering relief and a pathway toward healing. In addition to therapy, here are some practical steps you can take to support your recovery. Establish a routine. Trauma can make life feel chaotic and unpredictable. Creating a daily schedule can help restore a sense of stability and control. Journal your emotions. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you process your experiences and better understand your emotions. Limit triggers. Identify situations or things that trigger stress related to your trauma and take small, manageable steps to reduce your exposure. Celebrate small wins. Healing is a gradual process, so take time to acknowledge and celebrate even the smallest steps forward. These small victories can help keep you motivated. Explore creative outlets. Activities like painting, writing, or playing music can provide a safe and meaningful way to express emotions that words may not fully capture. Final thoughts. Do you see yourself in any of the experiences we've discussed? If you do, remember this. What you're going through is entirely normal. Trauma changes the way your brain works, but it's not your fault. The incredible thing about the brain is that it can heal. Just as trauma rewired it in one direction, it can be rewired back toward calm, safety, and joy. You are absolutely capable of finding peace, happiness, and strength again. It may take time, but with the right support and tools, healing is entirely possible. Thank you so much for watching and for taking this important step toward understanding trauma and recovery. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.